let's continue with the onslaught, the eugenics onslaught on humanity by the elite. The food has been grown with nitrogen and phosphate for, I guess now on 60 years. Basically, the conventional food you eat is loaded with pesticides, herbicides, and it has no nutrition. You're eating plastic fruit. That's why you keep eating and eating and eating. There's no nutrition. It's dead food. Everything that's pasteurized is dead energetically. There's no nutrition in it. Oh, there's some hollow calories and possibly some calcium and some other things. But trust me, you're eating death. But don't do any research. Will really open your mind as to what's going on in this world. Many different viewpoints as the biological tyranny going on with agriculture, and also the repudiation of truth when it comes to science. Let me continue with, I could go on for hours about the eugenics program to slow kill 90% of the human race. Basically, turn off your TV. It is a mind control program. Many people for the last 30 years have said that the Illuminati had set up labs at the University of Texas in Austin and all over the world where they put wires in monkeys' brains, where they monitored the neural activity of chimpanzees and other primates, and they found the correct flicker rate to get you into a hypnotic trance, mild hypnotic trance, and then they developed the technology to use audio and visual subliminals to mind control you and to give you attitudes and thoughts that aren't even your own. So keep watching TV. Good luck with that, because you're going to need it. Remember, the first society that had television was the Third Reich. Hitler loved TV. And you also, I just want to say, Communist China, they gave a television to everybody for free. Get a grip, get a clue, people. The reason there are no jobs in America for the younger generation, they don't have to provide jobs for you. You're not going to be here. You're on the way out. Take a look at what you're eating. Take a look at what poisons you're being subjected to in the environment. You're on the way out. You're going to die a slow death, and you're going to give all your money to the Illuminati medical establishment. Alright, so I think I've said enough about the eugenics attack that the human race is under. The generation that's under 40 right now has done nothing to deserve the fate that's being handed them. And I, for the rest of my life, will stand up and speak out for their welfare and for their benefit. There's nothing in this economic, political, and religious system to benefit them. They need to strike out on their own and form a new, fair society. They've been thrown under the bus. Just walk away from this system. It has nothing but death for you. Growing up, I was subjected to ritual sexual abuse constantly. My parents, especially my mother, who was a mind control specialist, worked as a teacher for the elite at a school filled with pedophiles, witches, and other Illuminati minions. And what they do is teach the Illuminati elite the Illuminati worldview. My mother taught many DuPonts and other notables. One of her students was a child, and he was the heir to the DuPont fortune. Many people think the DuPonts are fairly wealthy, but not that wealthy. Let me tell you how rich the DuPonts are. In 1 year, the DuPont Corporation, the primary corporation, will reap over $480 billion in profits. The DuPonts own the controlling share of that company. The family does. The DuPont family in 1956 sold General Motors. They owned the controlling interest in General Motors. They sold Pontiac, Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, GMC truck, Cadillac, Buick. I mean, come on, people. Do you think they're worth $25 million? They're worth trillions. The DuPonts were the primary supplier for munitions and weapons, along with 8 other families in the Illuminati. But when it came to supplying gunpowder for the shells and for the bullets, they bought DuPont gunpowder. So they may be out of that business now, I don't know. But I'm saying they made a lot of money out of war, and they have trillions of dollars. My mother, being an Illuminati mind control specialist, was approached by DuPont family members. They approached my mother and said, "We want you to mind control and ruin his life. We want you to wreck his life and program him so that, say in 25 years, he goes berserk and winds up in a mental institution. And then we will go into court and seize control of his fortune." I don't know who in the DuPont family set my mother up to do this, but I know I listened to my parents discussing this, and I'll get into how I know about this later. There is a high-speed hypnotic device that the Illuminati have developed called, I call it a hand spinner. It's about the size of the palm of your hand. This high-speed device will knock anyone out and put them into the deepest state of hypnosis, where your subconscious is wide open for a program in less than 5 seconds. When you sit your children in front of the TV, you subject them to a mild form of hypnotic trance. That's why any Illuminati pedophile that's armed with one of these high-speed spinners can go up to your child, hypnotize them in less than 5 seconds, put whatever deep subconscious programming into them, rape them, abuse them sexually, and then bring them out of the trance, and your child will never know what happened to them. But let me get back to what my mother did. She went to the head of the cult, who supposedly was a reptilian shapeshifter also, a Syrian. Don't know what to make of that. Part of me says, good chance there are other entities in the universe and other dimensions that are silicone-based life forms rather than carbon-based, that are reptile-based life forms rather than mammal-based, probably aquatic life forms. With the ability of this holodeck to manifest all the things that you see, I say the sky's the limit as to what's possible. She wanted to take a high-speed, deep hypnosis device and use it on DuPont and program him so that his life would be destroyed, and that in 25 years he would implode, go ballistic, and ruin his life. 25 years after my mother got to DuPont, he shot and killed his friend. He was arrested by the police and charged with murder. He eventually wound up in the state hospital, which is maintained by money from his vast fortune. DuPont lost his life due to a economic backstabbing plot to take over his wealth by members of his own family. The cult approved this covert operation to destroy his life. He was monarch mind controlled. His life was stolen from him. If you study human psychology and physiology, you will know that 99% of your life, maybe 95%, 99%, it varies on who you talk to. 95, let's say, percent of your decisions and your actions in your life are based on your subconscious programming. Your subconscious is 1,000 times stronger than your conscious mind. The human being receives its subconscious in the first 6 years of its life. In the first 6 years of your life, you're in a hypnagogic trance. You cannot differentiate or filter out any information that your mind and body, your five senses, is receiving. It all goes into the subconscious, which makes literally the hard drive to the biological computer that you are in this holodeck. So if you grow up into a culture that is loving to women and fair to women, there's a good chance in your life you'll be fair to women and loving to women. If you grow up into a culture that practices pedophilia, murder, and human sacrifice, there's a good chance you're going to be a pedophile human sacrificer. You get the point, and follow the yellow brick road to freedom, okay? Because you're in for it. The Illuminati want to destroy you, and it's crunch time. So I want to get it out onto the web that DuPont was an Illuminati mind control victim. Done in by the cult. Done in by my mother, his teacher. So let's go on to another incident growing up. Growing up in the pedophile mass murdering village. The Satanic Ritual Abuse Center was located under the Candlelight Dinner Theater in the back. One evening in, I guess, 1970, 69, might have been 71, an actress from the Candlelight Dinner Theater ventured into the gallery. The door was left unlocked. She went through the gallery into the back room where the satanic ritual abuse occurs. She walked in on a pedophile abuse session. They immediately killed her, dismembered her body, and put it in a suitcase. That body was then given to the police, who planted it on an immigrant Chinese cook who worked in a strip mall in Fairfax Shopping Center. He was subsequently sentenced and convicted for murder and abuse of a corpse, put into prison in Delaware, and then murdered there. The consulate of Taiwan, who investigated this case and tried to help that innocent Chinese cook, stated publicly there was no way this cook did this murder. I have witnessed many murders, being a monarch mind control slave, and talking about the abuse of the Illuminati pedophile cult. Don and my older brother Jamie scornfully and with malice told Peter he'd better not talk about this, and told them to shut up about what was going on. Peter just looked at them with scorn. He stopped talking about it, but 2 weeks later, he was found dead in his parents' garage, and it was called suicide. Yeah, if you believe Peter killed himself, well, I've got a bridge in Brooklyn, so...